rituals that we do as healers and soon to be healers, and why we do them. Remember, as healers and soon to be healers, our job is to do what we are being guided to do by our people. So first I'll tell you about what it means for me, what the rituals means for me, so that it is understandable in different ways. So rituals, we do rituals to allow us to get to the stage that is different to the current one that we are in. We do rituals for different reasons, in a way that we will be able to understand each other, the living, the dead, and the universe around us, or the cosmos. Rituals are used to guide us, to connect, to teach, or to live in an orderly way. Rituals are used for us to adapt to new life that was unfamiliar to us. And we use rituals in order to transition and to adapt to what was previously unknown to us. Sometimes as people, we lose our way along the process in our journeys. So rituals allow us to correct what has become disorderly in order to organize it in a proper way. Correcting the wrongs so that they do not become worse. That is why some of us do rituals. So rituals bring us to commonalities. As people, we are generally pushed towards those that we share same things with. So rituals helps us to maintain those things. Anyway, the reason why I wanted to talk about rituals today was because someone asked me I keep on being asked about Gobongo, and I get asked about slaughtering. Remember, as healers or soon to be healers, depending on where you're being taken for your training, it means if you've been taken for training to come to me, there are going to be some rituals that I'll be doing that I'll pass on to you. If your people are happy with those rituals, then you as the trainee, and when you become a gogo, you continue with my rituals. Then it will become part of your rituals. These are not coming from your people, but they've been you adopted them from the Gobela's place. So you continue in that way. So you find that some people, they do rituals, but they do not understand, because sometimes the Gobelas do not explain to them why they were doing those rituals in the first place. When I'm talking about rituals, I'm talking about how you partner, things you do to communicate with your ancestors, some things you do when we get to the waters, rituals, the normal things that we do, rites, okay? Things that we do, but today, since I'm talking about ancestors, things that we do to communicate with ancestors, why we do them, those are rituals, okay? So we don't do these rituals just because someone else is doing them without understanding them. As people, we need to understand why we why we use certain things, why we use impep, why we use snuff, why we use alcohol for other people who are using those, why you see other people killing animals in the rivers, why you see other people doing certain things in the way that they've been advised by their ancestors to do them. So we should not be just continuing to copying other people's doing the rituals that they do just because they're doing them and we think we should be doing them. That is where we get it wrong. Our people have brought us, they've given us this gift so that we can correct things that some of our people have been doing wrongs, the rituals. Some of them have been doing wrong, or some of them, they've forgotten how to do them. That is why we are in this path, to do things, correct things, adapt to new things, new rituals to suit whatever that is happening to us at this particular moment in time. So when you do rituals, you need to try to understand why you're doing it like that, why you're burning a candle to call your ancestors, why you're clapping like I'm doing to call your ancestors, why you do the tobelas to call your ancestors, why you do ndauwe to call your ancestors or your water spirits, why you do the makosis to call your water spirits. So that is just that. That is what I'm here to talk about. But since everyone's rituals, especially as healers and soon to be healers, all this information, they are given to us by our people. Sometimes they give us this information through dreams, which is what we should be following. Every step of the way, they will tell you everything that needs to be done and needs to be corrected in your family, and things that your community should be following. And if they follow those things, the things, you start seeing things, people getting along properly. You start seeing things that are going wrong with our communities, not going wrong because things are being corrected. We're doing things as in a way that we were meant to have been doing them in the first place. That is why we do rituals. So that is just that. So I can see people out there. This video is not gonna be long, guys. I just came to just share with you about this. But anyway, now let's talk about the gifts. The gifts, because these gifts will direct us toward the kind of rituals we'll be doing. Remember that as healers and soon to be healers, the kind of gifts we get from our people, there are certain things that other people are doing out there that our ancestor spirits and guides, they don't want us to do. So that is why it's always good, when I keep on saying, always good to ask your people to look at the person that you're going to, so that you don't go out there and do the wrong things and be doing rituals that are gonna be wrong for you. Your ancestors have to work hard in order to cleanse whatever it is that you were doing, you did that was wrong, and things that they don't like. You correct those. For example, I'll give you an example with me, because this one is my rituals that you understand. For me, with my gifts, so that a lot of people understand how other people work. Because remember that this channel, I'm using it to explain things, how I'm doing them, and how I'm being taught things by my ancestors, spirits, and guides. In the early stages when I started, my ancestors, before I got the water spirits, they were telling me how I'm supposed to do some kind of rituals to get things. Meaning that those rituals were involving things that with the new spirits that I'm carrying now, I am not, they are against, I cannot do, period. Things like slaughtering. The spirits that I'm carrying, they do not, and they will not encourage it. They do not want me to be involved in those kind of things. Slaughtering. It doesn't mean that other people who are doing it, they are doing it wrong. It means that other people are doing it, and it is their rituals that we need to understand. It is their rituals. It works very well with their ancestor spirits and guides, because we are carrying different kind of gifts. So now, the question you'll be asking me, what happens then if someone is sent to me? I'm helping someone with ancestors and they want rituals to be done, like the slaughtering. I'm giving you an example with me, right? And how I work with people. So when people's ancestors come to me, they would have communicated with my ancestors. My ancestors would have told them things that I do, things that I do not do. So when someone comes with those ancestors that they need slaughtering of chickens or slaughtering of cows, these are rituals, I will not do them in my space. Even ancestors, when they're giving their people that I'm helping, I'm training, I'm initiating, they're telling them that they need to do those things. When they're giving them dreams, the dreams will not have the things that, for my people, they are not going to be looked good for my people. Remember that everything that we're doing, all the rituals are good, are correct. It is our people. If they are the ones giving you the rituals, they are good. Remember that. You must never undermine your ancestors, spirits, and guides. So those people who are coming to me for help, if their people want them to slaughter things, when they're coming to me, they're in my presence every day, I'm helping their children, or you understand, they wouldn't be asking me to help them slaughter those things. They will be showing their children that at some stage they will be slaughtering, but it's not going to be happening with go. For me, I'll tell them as well that the way they're giving them information, your people are going to need you to slaughter that. You're going to have to do it like that at some stage, but not doing it while you're doing it while I'm training you. That is how it works with our people, guys. That is why it's always good to look into the person that you're going to before you go to them for those kind of rituals. Because some rituals that when we do them, let me just give you an example with me. If I slaughter a chicken or slaughter a cow now, it will affect my journey, really affect it, totally affect it. It will take a long time. It will take, when I'm saying a long time, I'm actually making it sound simple. It will actually make it really waste for my journey. It will be like I have to do more to actually even, I can't even say prove to my people. I would have done something that is taboo, very taboo in my journey, because my gifts do not align with that bit of the rituals. So sometimes you see other people, they're using alcohol to communicate with their people. This is the rituals, right? To partner. So you see that, because obviously I grew up seeing that we will drink traditional Mabele beer, we spit it in that sihopo, and you talk to ancestors. For me, with my gifts, I cannot do that. So every time when I'm going to my family and we are doing certain things like that, I have to use a different kind of connection. I have to let them know. We are now adapting to this, because the spirits, guys, and this is what they want us to do. Because remember that as healers, we are being taken to our family to do certain things, to correct other things. Because sometimes we have been copying things, and sometimes along the way, someone might have made a mistake somehow with what they've had, made a mistake, or not even made a mistake. At that particular time, they had to use things like that for that reason, because there were things that needed that particular, the beer, the traditional beer that they were using to communicate with ancestors. But at this moment in time, my people are coming with a different way to say, now that we are taking over, we are continuing in this way, we want things to be done what? In this way. So it means that from my family going onwards, there will be corrections. They won't be like the beer that we used to drink as we were growing up and spitting it in that sihob, right? It will be water now, because my people, they use water to do that, even to make things like that, rituals. You understand? So these things are being made as direction, guiding us on the way forward, how we should we should live with each other, and how we should do things culturally for us, and for the new generation to continue in this path. That's why we become healers. We are healers for those reasons. We have to start with the family, yourself, your family, your community. The ones that, some things, they are community based. It means that if the community are doing other things, that they are no longer right. So our ancestors, they will come together and they will communicate and say, look, our communities are doing these things, and these things are not right. These rituals that they were doing, they're not right. They were actually messing us up. Let's do it this way so that our communities will live happily ever after, in harmony with each other. Because this killing, we end up having, I'm just giving you an example. I'm giving you an example here. There's nothing wrong that we do as rituals. It's from your ancestors. It is the correct way. I'm giving you an example here. Do not take this as it is what it is. Do you understand? I'm giving you an example. That is the only example I can come up with. So people are stealing other people's animals, or stealing other people's, because the animals have become rare. Now they're stealing each other's animals so that they can slaughter them to communicate with us. So let's stop this one. Let's try something different so that there will be harmony with our communities. So they will stop doing what was making them fight each other. Let's talk about it. What can we do as a ritual for all of us as a community, so that we do not have this problem that is existing at this particular moment? So they come up with something that is common amongst the ancestors and the living. So they talk through their healers or whatever they've selected in the family to represent them, and those people, they meet and they talk about, let's do this, because obviously they won't tell one person. They'll have to tell the different people from the community, so that the whole thing, that one comes with that. I've heard my ancestors saying this, we should do rituals like this. Another one comes, oh, I had my ancestors making sure that the person is validating what the other one has said. My ancestors are saying that we should do this right this way. validation. Another one comes, my ancestors are saying this. So now it becomes like 4 or 5 or 6 people are talking about the same thing. My ancestors are saying this and this. They're saying as a community we're doing something wrong. Then it becomes a new ritual that people are now doing. It becomes a common thing amongst the community. But when it comes to how you communicate with your ancestors, we should communicate with ancestors in the way that they show us, because ancestors, they can show us in dream format, how we should communicate with them. And the reason they're showing us how we communicate with them, they're using that so that it is easy for us to use. It is accessible for us to use candles. It is easy for us to use impact. Because remember, some things that we're using, there's somehow there are some properties in those things that affect us, so that we can be our mind can be clear, so we can think about what we're about to do, so that our people are able to communicate with us, so we can hear them. Even the way we do the drums, it is rituals. Those things are rituals, but you need to understand why they're doing drums. Why are we doing the pa 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 when we're trying to raise the Mandawi spirits, or when we're trying to get the someone's ancestors to come through. You understand? You need to understand why, and why some people, they do not do them. Because some people, they do not do them because it is easy for their ancestors to come through. You need to understand why people do rituals. Some people, they do rituals. You do rituals, meaning that you use snuff, right? So that you can quieten your mind, right? Because snuff, it does an effect on your mind anyway. You quieten your mind, right? So that you can hear your ancestors properly. You understand? It is a ritual as well. Sometimes you do just cleaning the place, cleaning the room that you're going to be talking to ancestors. Some people, that is a ritual. You do ritual. You are about to clean, meaning that you're quietening your mind as you clean the room, right? Meaning that you'll be able to hear your ancestors, because now you're quietening your mind. You're doing something that your mind quietens up. You'll be able to talk to them. Those are the rituals I'm talking about today. So anyway, there's another thing that they were telling me about as well, because I was asking, because there were 2 people who talked about something similar to that. Okay, that is, I explained that one. What are you guys saying there? Guys, remember this was just Tobela Festival, Tobela Tiamo. Yes, so that is just that. So anyway, I just want to do these quick videos so that, because I don't like, these days I'm now used to just doing live, right? So yes, remember that rituals, your people will teach you about their own rituals, because that's what it is all about, guys. Rituals, every ritual, the way people get married, the way when a child is born, those rituals, your people will show you. They'll show you in dreams. They'll even tell you the reason why they're doing them. Why we have to do this when a child is born. Why we have to do this when someone gets married. Why we have to do this when we are introducing when we buy cars, because this is another thing that was really funny. Why we do this while we're buying cars. Why we do this while we're traveling from one place to another. Why we do this when we go to new houses, we get into a new place, you're going from one place, you're moving permanently to another place. Why are we doing all those things? So they will tell you themselves the reason why they do them, because the reasons are, even though they might be similar, but they're different. And why you will do them yourself. Why for you? That is important. It is for only you who will know, because your people will be guiding you on that. So guys, when you see some of us not going to the rivers and doing things at home, do not be surprised. When you see other people going to the mountains, others not going to the mountains, but actually having the same spirits or guides, why they do that? Because sometimes for some people it is difficult for them to be able to channel through whatever spirits it is. So they have to go to that particular place for them to easily connect to that particular spirit, because distractions, it is only when they are there that they will be able to align properly. While some people, they do not need to be there, because they can align anyway with their spirits or guides. Remember that. Or they can just align without doing anything, without burning anything, without watering plants or doing anything like that. So that is why we always have to remember that. So do not, as healers and soon to be healers, you need to always listen to your ancestors. And the one thing that I found that was is a big one and can be a problem is when you go to a gobela. Like if you come to me for me to train you, I will be if I'll be doing depending on my strength and my weaknesses, right? I will be doing things and expecting you to do things. Okay, let me give you an example with the remember, as gobelas, as healers and gobelas, we work totally different, right? And we using, it depends on what kind of weaknesses and strength you have. So you use what you have to work to base your work in that way, because your strength, you know, your strengths are like this, you're going to be working like this. You know, your strengths are like this, your weaknesses are like this. You're not going to be carrying on that way. You're going to carry this way because you want to use the way what your strength, you know, what is going to be taking you forward. So now when you get someone, let's say I get someone, I'm talking about rituals today so that you understand why other people do things, other people don't do things. So someone comes to me, for me, like I get up anytime and the way I want to get up, right? Because that's how I work with my water, my spirits, ancestors, and guides, right? I work like that. So someone comes to me, they want me to initiate them. So as a healer, knowing how I am, I work, the way I wake up is different, isn't it? I work differently. Sometimes as a healer, you can say, obviously, if you listen to the person, how the ancestors have been coming to them in dream format, what time they've been coming to them. Let's say someone is telling me, coming to me, because now I have to give you an example with me. Someone is coming to me, they need my help to initiate them. Oh, I've been waking up at 1 o'clock because my ancestors, you know, after 1 o'clock, my dreams comes at 1 o'clock. So as a healer, I'll be using what that person is telling me, right? I've been waking up at 1 o'clock. As a healer, I will set a ritual, meaning that every 1 o'clock, I am waking this person up. It is a ritual that we do, because they told me that's how they've been working with the ancestors. We'll work on that ritual. Like, let's work on this and see if your ancestors will get comfortable getting you, everyone at 1 o'clock, they will come through and talk to you. So every day, the person will, if they will, because remember that you'll be waking them up, or they'll be waking up. Every day at 1 o'clock, I'm setting an alarm. You wake up at 1 o'clock. I'm waking you up. If it's on the phone, I'm calling you 1 o'clock, right? AM. This is a ritual that we'll be doing. And if your ancestors, yes, they wake up, they channel through you every day, then we are fine. This is a ritual we do. So now, you as a trainee, you take that, you now become a gogo and you become a gobela. You taking that as, this is what it is like. If you're not like me, you didn't work according to me, listening to what you're telling me. You're telling your initiate that, every day at 1 o'clock, you're not listening to what your initiate are like. I'm just telling you how rituals sometimes they can go wrong. You're telling your initiate that every time at 1 o'clock, I'll wake you up, because you were waking up at 1 o'clock. Because even Ngakatlohulu was waking you at 1 o'clock. Because maybe sometimes I just thought you understood. I didn't tell you why I'll wake you up at 1 o'clock. I was waking you up at 1 o'clock for the reason because you told me that your ancestors, most of the time, they come at 1 o'clock. You didn't even know about that. Probably you forgot, because obviously when you're coming to me, you are still vulnerable. Some things, if you didn't write them down, you'll forget why things were happening at that particular time. So your new initiate comes, you wake them up at 1 o'clock. And what time do their ancestors come? At 3 o'clock. Now you carrying on the wrong things and stuff like that. You have someone initiate for 6 months in your company. They're waking at 1 o'clock. There's nothing happening to them. Nothing comes to them. They are frustrated. They go home. Then their ancestors, they say, my child, this is the ritual now, the new one, about time. Your ritual, my child, is you wake up at 3 o'clock. Because we were trying to get you to wake up at 3 o'clock, but you were doing it wrong, waking up at 1 o'clock. You see, that's when the ancestors are making you correct the mistakes that were made by others. But even you not asking, you will continue on that path, getting frustrated and not understanding. You see, that's when they use rituals to correct mistakes that were made by others. Do you understand? So that is why we see these rituals are being corrected by our people. So now, when it comes to, because this one is very important, guys. This one is very important. When it comes to a lot of, remember that with spirits that we're carrying, it is very important, especially for our gifts. With the gifts that you're carrying, some ancestors, spirits, okay, some ancestors, they're okay, everything goes, right? Everything goes, and they'll even let you make mistakes as you go along. Because they are your ancestors, they're your people, they are your grandmothers, your mothers, your parents. They've now transitions, isn't it? But they're your people. I mean, they'll let you make as many mistakes as they want. They'll let you get away with things that are not right, right? But when they are allowing other people to come in, these other energies, these other entities from outside, these other energies are coming with their own rules. They are coming in with their own rules, meaning that when they're when they're there as part of your community of guys, entities and stuff, they will not accept certain things because with their gifts are like this. They cannot accept things to happen the way that your ancestors were making things, allowing things to happen. Now, that's when you see that we will do certain rituals when we get these new spirits. You will see that some people will have to cleanse, as in cleanse, because their ancestors, they would have been doing the things that they were normal with them, they were doing. But because they've done those things, these spirits are coming in, they want you to cleanse, get rid of all those things that you acquired. Remember that with your ancestors, they will let everything, I mean, they do things the way. But now they're outsourcing, special gifts. When we're talking about all these energies, water spirits, you're talking about water spirits, fire spirits, and all those things. This is outsourcing. It's your ancestors outsourcing this from the cosmos, from the universe, all these energies to give you gifts. So when they're coming to give you those gifts, you will see others, they go through proper cleansing. Proper cleansing, because these kind of gifts that they're going to be carrying, they do not allow certain things. You will see that if your ancestors, guys, remember that whatever we're doing with our ancestors, whatever they are guiding us, remember it is good for them and good for you. But when these new people are coming in with these new gifts, the way they want their gifts to be carried, the way they want you to be living your life, you might find that a lot of things changes. Then they come new rituals. If you were slaughtering things and they do not want you to slaughter, you see other people stop slaughtering. If you were eating meat, you see other people stop eating meat because these new spirits, they do not allow it. Right? Then you do rituals to cleanse. And when I'm saying rituals, I'm talking about that's when you see in dream format, when you do cleanse, it means that you do gapa, you do the what is called gapa. It's like the purging, like a the vomiting kind of thing. Like they're showing you doing something like a ritual. You're about to vomit, meaning that you are about to be purified. That's when you see that after that, whatever you see, when you see your dream way, it is like you're about to be to Phalaza or to Gapa, right? It is metaphoric. You're about to Phalaza or you're about to Gapa. You're about to be purified because things you've been doing there, the people who are coming to you, they want you to be clean for them to bring out the new things. So sometimes, if there's nothing for you to do physically, like those kind of cleans, they will show you in dream format that we would have been doing this, so that if someone comes to you but they need to be cleansed, physically cleansed, like to Gapa Phalaza, this is what they will do. You understand? This is what they will do. They will be doing this and they will be purified. They will start from inside out, steaming. Those are rituals, right? Steaming. They will be steaming, they will be palazing, they will be what they call it, wheeler, like abstaining from doing certain things, because these spirits are about to bring something different. So don't be surprised when you see other people are doing certain rituals and you do not do them, but you see them being done in dream format. It's because it is teaching. they're teaching you that when they're about to come out, you have to have been clean. You have to have patched everything that is not right within you. You have to have patched it. So that's why sometimes even the birthing, the getting pregnant in dreams and giving birth in dreams, it is rituals. They are just showing you that before the spirits that are coming to you, or before this new, you are, because sometimes it's not only spirits, even ancestors, before they are coming to you, the ritual will be as follows. You have to gone through what? That, what they call it, getting pregnant. You have to raise this baby. I mean, you have to nurture this unborn baby in your belly. Then the rituals will be that the nurturing bit, how you held yourself as a pregnant woman, how you give birth. Now the ritual says giving birth. That is part of the rituals. But they're showing you in spiritual terms that this ritual is done like this. The spirit is that it is nurtured in your belly, like a newborn, unborn baby. It comes out through the birthing process. It's a ritual because they have to show you in a dream format. What is happening is big, isn't it? It's big. So the rituals will be like, as a mother, you have to stay like this. You have to go through the rite of passage as a pregnant woman, the rite of passage giving birth, because it's a ritual, the rite of passage giving birth, the rite of passage nurturing the child, nurturing the child, I meant to say. Anyway, those rituals, remember, you need to understand your people to know where they're taking you, why they're doing things with you. Anyway, that is just that. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. And I think it's gone too longer than I thought. And thank you for being here. And the next videos, I'm making them in Sotho. Then I'll make another video. I'll make some more videos later on. I just want to get the Sotho out first about the ancestral cloth. How would it?